Okay, hello, yep, great and glorious Nick Dutch here yet again. Now we're going to talk about remote viewing. Remote viewing is a technique which could be roughly classified as a divination technique, in that you are attempting to use some apparently supernatural phenomenon to be able to gain knowledge, or gain information, or gain some kind of impressions which can be useful to you in some other aspect later on, or that can provide you with insight or information in some manner whatsoever. The concepts of remote viewing, I'm sure I've covered this in a previous video, but the concepts of remote viewing are quite simple. The first one is that of an astral projection, whereby you send your own spirit, which it is believed is within your body, outside of your physical body. You walk around the physical world, or you somehow travel around the physical world, either in a spirit body of the same shape, size and dimensions as your physical body, or through visualization you can turn yourself into a different shape or form, anything from a little white blob onto an animal like a cat or a dog, and you go and explore the physical world that way, and you see through the eyes of the spirit body. You may even hear through the ears of the spirit body as well. It can be quite an interesting thing to play around with. The best author for works on astral projection is Sylvan Muldoon and Harewood Carrington in the book The Projection of the Astral Body, in which Sylvan Muldoon goes in great detail with his experiences with separating the astral from the physical, and some of his experiences as to how he actually managed to achieve this. I'll give you a quick example of what happens to me on a regular basis when I'm experimenting with astral projection visualization when I'm in a meditation state. And I call it visualization because essentially what I'm doing is visualizing my spirit body raising up out of my physical body when I'm lying down, moving out, just like Sylvan Muldoon and Harewood Carrington say, going upright and then standing, so that the spirit body is a reasonable distance away from the physical, and within the visualization I have a line of light connecting the back of my spirit head with the forehead of my physical head, because that's the way that Sylvan Muldoon described it. And I would then go for a walk around in the spirit body, move up and down the stairs, visualizing in as best as possible, as close detail as I can, where I'm going and how I'm getting there, every single footstep all the way. During my visualization I may see something which I had not planned on seeing. Something might pop into my visualization, be it a person, be it a place, be it a symbol, a picture on a wall. And I may later on, because the time to test this is afterwards, I may later on go back to that same place that I traveled to in the spirit or imaginary body. I may even see that same thing there. A good fun exercise to do is to go to an exhibition which you haven't been to yet. Go within the spirit body first, have a quick look around, and then try and remember what you saw, note it down, draw a floor plan or just any of the signs or views that you saw when you were in the spirit body, and then go to that place physically and see whether there's any correlation. Obviously this is, all or most occult activity is in fact experimental, so I'd encourage you to experiment with that methodology. One fun method that I did way back early in my occult career was when I was a passenger in a car. I would project the astral beam out of my forehead and try and see round the corner, and I would often be able to tell the colour and or make of the car as it approached of the oncoming vehicle. So wonderful synchronicities do occur. When I'm doing my readings, I tend to, it seems to work very well when one slows one's brain waves down and one enters the theta state. Obviously have a look at the video I've done on altered states of consciousness to find out more about that. And then to be able to travel even under the ground and then come up somewhere and then have a quick look and just see what kind of thoughts, feelings and impressions I would get there. But if I'm planning on moving my center of vision out of my physical eyes, up to my forehead and then outwards, I tend to prefer to use a much higher brainwave frequency, the state of euphoria you get before a flying dream, suggesting that some forms of remote viewing are similar to an astral projection. The reason I say that is that the gamma rapid, slightly euphoric, tranquil, relaxed euphoric sensation you get prior to a flying dream is in fact the gamma brainwave frequency, and it has been discovered that this is brainwave frequency which occurs before someone reports having an out-of-body experience. If you're lying in bed at night and let's say you've got a night of insomnia, if you try and visualize yourself leaving your physical body, it may be accompanied by this slight flying dream state of mind, this sort of lightheaded, very mildly euphoric but tranquil, spiritual, high state of mind. That's it. That's the gamma brainwave frequency. That's one of the things you need to be able to generate if you're going to do that kind of stuff effectively and reliably, or relatively reliably. Of course, if you're doing things the Sylvan Muldoon way, that only happens when your body is completely relaxed and asleep, but you've managed to maintain your consciousness for a period of time after your body has actually fallen asleep. Peter J. Carroll in Libanol and Psychonaut recommended that you try and train yourself through concentration and willpower to see your hands when you're dreaming, because if you can do that, obviously your hands are something which is in your visual field an awful lot. If you can do that, he believed that you could then use that as a means of developing an astral projection, because then you'll be in the dream state, forcing yourself to be conscious in the dream state and looking at your hands. It is also believed, and I feel corroborated by my own personal experiences, that when you have a falling dream, that's because your spirit body was already outside of your physical and it had to snap back into place into your physical, and so you are feeling the falling. So when you're dreaming and you're dreaming yourself running around somewhere, you may actually be running around the physical world in proportion to the movements you're making in the dream world. So that's something else which you can incorporate. You can try and deliberately create dreams or try and engineer dreams so that you're actually moving in a way which is conductive towards astral projection and remote viewing. So obviously you can do this either in a prayerful and meditative state, as I've done most of mine, or in a relaxed state when you're lying in bed, and then trying to hit that gamma brainwave frequency and trying to get out of your body that way. Or alternatively, you can do astral projection stroke remote viewing when you're asleep. Either way, it's always about experiencing the sense of your presence outside of the physical form, no matter what. And you got to train yourself through your concentration, through visualization, meditation, all the rest of it to be able to achieve that. You can't. I can't turn around to you and say you're going to be able to do this and you're going to be able to get 100% accurate recollections, because you might not, or you'll be able to get 100% accurate this, that and the other, because you might not. But play around with it, experiment with it, train yourself in it. It is a useful thing which occultists need to know, and you may get some better experiences long term that way. I'd also recommend, as a trial experiment, to do one of these remote viewing exercises to a friend's place when he or she is asleep, and then see what kind of dreams you can give that person through your concentration, through your visualization, through your meditation, and then talk to that person the next day and say, hey, by the way, what did you dream of last night? And just see if there's a correlation there. As I say, most of this work will be experimental, because it is, and take it from that point. Okay, good fortune, God bless, stay free, look after yourself. Nick Dutch signing out for now. Sweet dreams.